everyone, and welcome to Diane Writes. This is going to be the 31 Days, 31 Stories edition. I should already have had this window captured, so I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. How is everyone today? Let's put the music back on, only a little quieter, because that was pretty loud, I think. So, let's do that. There we go. James was first in the chat. As always, he actually did announce the time that he showed up. So, that's awesome. Okay, we need a brainstorm, so we'll get into that. Hello, Daz. Good to see you. Yeah, I guess you never get here early enough for the countdown, eh? I always run it, but... And hello, Natalia. Good to see you. Thank you for posting your book. We'll have a quick look at that before we do anything else, just because. Nova Babylon. Robin Hood in space. I love it. I love the idea of it. Here's the trailers. They're awesome trailers. Stuff on Robin Hood, which is always awesome. It is out now. There's the links. Go get it. I haven't gotten this one yet, but I will. It's on the list. I'll just run Natalia's link again. Alright. Wait a minute here. Where the hell am I? What tab am I on? Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. I know what I'm doing now. Alright. And hello, Gwen. Good to see you. Hello, The Right Idea. Hi, Rowan, on chat only because buffering smoky up here today. Yeah, it's been... The smoke has finally cleared somewhat from my area, thank goodness. I can breathe again, and I can let the cats out of the house, which is nice because they've been howling. Hello, Siobhan, good to see you. Hello, Emily, always a pleasure. Okay, we got showcases. Cool. I'll put them up. This is the Purple Peppers, eh? Cool. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, Daz, I've got a picture for you. You asked me what the star seeds look like. I have two options. Maybe I'll post them in the channel, right, on the Discord, and get you guys to vote which one you like better. There's significant differences. Oh, and yeah, okay, and I got the other showcase up from The Right Idea. All right, good stuff. No, I got it there, I think. Oh, wait, no, I didn't put it up, did I? Yeah, I did. Or did I? Well, I'll try it again to make sure. Whoop, that's not what I want. I need access. Access denied! This is a military conflict that was written, so, okay. Had your second shot yesterday, Natalia. Good job. Let me try that again. This is the right idea. I may have done that once or twice. You know what? I think I'm going to turn off this light here. So, you only get the small version of me today. Oh no, that's even worse, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm turning it back on. Alright, so you only get the small version of me today because I had a cold. I have just recovered. My nose is all red. I look terrible. So, this is it. So, I've got Twitch setup tool and a bunch of numbers who followed my channel. You think I should give them the boot? Those don't sound like actual accounts to me. Those sound like bot people. Might be hay fever protesting the smoke. You know, I thought it might have been too. I thought, okay, that's it. My system is just overloaded and cannot handle this anymore. And, yeah. Right, then I had a fever, so I'm pretty sure that it actually wasn't cold. It's mostly gone now, though, so it's okay. It does seem you've hit 600, though. I have, but if I kick these guys off, I won't have. And that means if I've hit 600, that means there's a raffle coming, by the way, because that's how it works. Every 100 followers, we do a raffle around here. So we're going to do one tomorrow. So make sure you make it. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? Does Twin die for a minute? Looks fine over here. What's my lag? Did I lose something? No, I'm only about 10 seconds behind. Oh, hello, there's a raid. Hello, Hefe. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. How was your stream? Stream looks fine to you. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Twitch setup tool and a bunch of numbers sound like people I should be booting. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah. Oh, Daz is having problems. Well, that sucks. Okay, so we have a 15-minute brainstorm session here that has been redeemed by James. I think we're going to do a showcase first. How's it going, Hefe? Always a pleasure to see you. Hello, Jacob. Thanks for coming in with the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're going to do a showcase or two, and then I'm going to attempt to stab into 31 Days, 31 Stories. Okay, so I've signed up for the challenge, but my sign up is that I'm making myself, because I knew this month would be busy already with the publication of the book and whatnot. So, Kickstarter backers, your backer surveys have all been sent now. The sooner that you fill them out, the better, because then I can get your name in the credits and get the formatting done faster. So that would be lovely if you can do that. And then I know where to send stuff and so on. So there's something in the works, right? And I don't know what kind of effect it's going to have on the publication schedule. Believe it or not, all the moving and shit does not. Right? Because everything's basically done, right? It's done. So I just have to, like, send things where they need to go. So that's fine, right? But the thing that's in the works is I am currently in talks with a publisher who is willing to serve as a distributor for A Few Good Elves. He talked to me after the Kickstarter was launched and told me he'd published it. And I went, well, cool, maybe I'll hit you up with the next books, which is what he told me to do. But then I said, hey, what do you think about the idea of distributing and in return for a cut of the profits? Which, of course, means he has better access to, you know, like, you've probably heard me wax rhetoric about how traditional publishing tends to have better relationships with distribution and makes it easier to get the books out into a wider audience, right? So we're talking about that. If that goes through, I may only be able to publish the Amazon version of the book until they get it out there. Now, what effect is that going to have on the backers? As far as I know, nothing, right? Because I believe that I can still publish a private run of the books through Ingram Spark before it goes to wide distribution. It just means that the official release on other platforms may be delayed, right? But I should still be able to get the books into your hands earlier, right? So, but it's all still up in the air at the moment. I will keep you posted when I know more information. Hi, Barbarossa. Good to see you. Thanks, Right Idea. Right Idea says, this is a great sign. Personally would rather it be delayed slightly and you have a better deal. And it would be nice if it worked out. You're absolutely right, Emily. It would be very, very helpful. And thank you very much for the subscription, Barbarossa. Right on, 7 months. Aw. He says, Sable Aradia is the best author that I know, and I don't know a lot of professional authors. She's the bestest author. I should know. My beard sparkles. That's hilarious. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to do, that's the info for now. We're going to do a showcase here. We're going to deal with Daz's Purple Peppers. And the cool thing is, we've kind of been borrowing freely. Let's put it that way, from each other. We borrowed her nistlings and adapted them to our universe, and she's now borrowing things like the purple peppers. So I think that's amazing. And the star seeds. So here we go. We're linking worlds. Collaboration. Always a good thing. Purple peppers of Madeira. It came from the stars and crashed into the jagged reefs, breaking open. Nice. Seeds splashed out upon the surrounding sea and were flung into the air. The thing from the stars sank down to the bottom on the deep side of the reefs. Fish and delighted hippocampi feasted on these strange new seeds in blissful delight. Oh, I like the way the seeds look. That's great. Yet so many of them came to the frenzy that they drew the attention of a great steam turtle. Ooh, I remember them. Yeah, I can't edit it. It's a summer camp article. Peter Piper picked a peck of purple peppers. How many purple peppers did Peter Piper pick? Exactly. Yeah. Hippocampi and fish panicked and swarmed for the shallow side of the reef in hopes of escaping the turtle. With great snapping jaws, the turtle snatched up mouthfuls of unfortunate sea creatures and swallowed. Once, twice, thrice, it fed until the hapless creatures all reached the safety of the shallows. Waves made by the attacking turtle pushed the seeds into the shallow waters, an inadvertent reward for those who had escaped its reach. Still hungry, the turtle found the broken thing from the stars. It looked like food, so the great turtle ate it. Only those seeds that had been caught in the winds escaped the hungry denizens of the sea. There had not been much of a wind, but it had blown just strong enough to drop the seeds upon the nearby chain of islands. These seeds took root, and the first purple peppers of Madeira began to grow. That is awesome. Oh, I like it! I like how your purple peppers are a different purple. Mine are sort of a violet. These are like really dark, almost indigo. That's awesome. Okay, Natalia may move in a week or two. Almost everything is done, only the little things. Awesome. If my showcase is too long, says the right idea, please don't hesitate to tell me to F off. Okay, I will. I assure you. Hello, Lady Writes. Good to see you. I'm going to be digging into Day 4's prompt here for 31 days, 31 stories as soon as I finish the showcases for today. I've actually started something for every one of the stories, which was what I promised I would do. Not as much as I would like, because I've spent the past 3 days sick. I've had a cold. And after the burnout and all the busyness, I simply have not been able to bring myself to do more than, okay, here's the seed of the idea. Today, I hope to do better. So, will a 2:30, hi Bob, will a 2:30 p.m. PDT start time on Sunday work for you and Aaron on the World Builders Roundtable stream? The World Builders Forge. Oh my god. Okay, so maybe, right? That means quitting at 5:30, right? I suppose I could get takeout. I will have to leave about halfway through the stream at 4 o'clock my time in order to take Jamie to work and come back. If you guys are fine with that, yeah, I can do it. Okay, we're gonna get into... Yeah, that's tight. I can't cook dinner and get the stream set up in that time, so we will have to have something prepared beforehand. Yeah. So it sounded like in the conversation, he says, I think it's the best we can work out. Yeah, it sucks, and it's tight, and I don't like it, but I will manage. Okay. Lady Wright says my first 3 days were rough. Got a migraine after finishing the first one, and the next 2 were either written in brain fog or something else. Yucky. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been able to do more than, okay, I've got the seed of the idea for the story. I've, written a couple paragraphs for each. I'll show you what I've done here. This is, I've started a manuscript on World Anvil, and my intention is perhaps to make these available to my patrons, or perhaps to keep them for sale, but either way, as you can see, August 2, 3, okay, no, I didn't start yesterday's. Okay, so I have to start yesterday's, but I picked the prompt. I sort of had a vague idea about a fantasy quest, And here's the prompts for today. That's the sprint for those of you sprinting. But as you can see, I've got, August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd, August 4th, and this is how I'm going to handle it from here. Yeah. Right Idea will be playing catch-up. I'm aiming for at least half of them. That's great. And hello, March of the Grey Eyes. Good to see you. But yep, I did start something for day 1. I started with Whining Pierce the Silence, and I kind of went with my idea is there's a fan system that circulates air on a space station, and it's broken, and what's wrong with it is that it's filled with a bunch of spores, and we've got a couple of working class people who are like, we're gonna have to eject this shit into space, and management of course doesn't want to do that, and so it's, basically the back and forth between them, and then of course, I think eventually they're going to end up ejecting it into space. Sort of a, bit of a comedic turn there, I hope. And the second one, I liked the idea about the cat. The cat stalks the darkness, but doesn't actually, present. So my thought is, there's the ghost of a cat that's hanging around an old lady. So, who's remembering her relationship with the cat and stuff. So, I thought that'd be kind of fun. I did not want to do the moving day prompt. I have to move. I'm in the process of moving now, all of a sudden, right? Like I said. This already would have been a busy month for me to do this challenge, and now I have to move too, so I'm really not sure. But I'm going to do my best, and that's one of the things I'm going to do today as soon as the showcase is over and whatnot. Okay. Yep, R.I.P. Cat, you'll be missed. Exactly. Let's see here, what am I missing? Rowan says, Penzig 199 AD Chapter 8 has been slow because life from my writing partner. Yeah, he's really busy right now, isn't he? Brian says, I'm working on the moving day prompt. It's your standard. We got a flat tire and had to call a tow company, and they're late story, only it's a starship transporting people who are moving from Earth to Mars. It's awesome. So Everstar Repairs is coming out to fix their starship mid-flight. That cat went so many ways, says Lady Writes. You need to move? Did I miss something? I guess you must have. Yeah, I have to move all of a sudden, right? It turns out that my landlord is now in care. His son is taking over. They can't get insurance on the house anymore, homeowners insurance, because it's in too bad a shape. So we have to be out of here by the end of the month. And I'm like, oh, this is great, right in the middle of one of the worst real estate and rental markets in the history of this area. Fantastic. I don't even have a place secured yet. I'm going to look at something on Sunday, and Saturday. Fingers crossed that it works out. Because I don't know what the hell. Right? It might end up with me living in my RV at my mother-in-law's house for a month or two while we look for something. Hopefully it's the end of 8 hours worth of driving days. They've changed his area assignments. Well, that's good. Alright. So, anyway, we're looking at purple peppers. That's what we're doing. Did the growl happen yet? No. Wow. I'm fast. Good luck with that. Wishing me the best. Thank you. Yeah, like I needed that on top of everything else I was already doing. Yeah, did not require this additional stress right now. No, was not needed. But I have high hopes for this place. We have some savings. So we were able to offer him 6 months rent in advance, and I think we've got it as long as he likes us. So, witchy types, little magic wouldn't hurt here, eh? Alright. I'm gonna get back to the purple peppers, even though the break isn't over. The Isles of Madura. Their ancestors had been sea frogs who had hopped out of the sea and into the wet caves of the many islands of Madura. The steamy jungles inland proved just as comfortable as their caves, and they spread inland. They were the Giovanni, and the purple peppers were theirs. And that's the get back to work thing. Thanks, guys, for the well wishes. Barbarossa says, are these 3 metals good for fire magic? Gold, copper, brass. Gold and brass are traditionally associated with fire magic, depending upon where in the universe you are. Holy crap, Brian! What the shit? Moving money! Thank you! Wow, that's awesome! Holy crap! Wow! Thank you so much! Sub-bomb indeed! You're amazing, Brian! Thank you! That's really helpful. Thank you very much. Yay! Diggy things all over the place! James plays to Lord Frith. That helps! Woohoo! Thank you so much! That's awesome! Look at these subs all over the place. People who were lurking, I didn't even know they were there. That's awesome. Well, I'm no longer going to Renfest this weekend. Numbers in New York are going up. Yeah. So what else am I going to spend money on, my friends? Well, thank you for being my friend. Thank you very much. It's awesome. Sorry that you don't get to go to Ren Fair or Renfest. That sucks. And I think that this disruption is likely to continue for some time. Okay. We're going to get back to Daz's article now. I'm sorry for being so distracted, Daz. Giovanni used the peppers to make grungeon, a spicy rum used to bring them the dreams of the stars, which only happens if they're a bit drunk. Drink too much of it, and Giovanni could not only wake up with a hangover, but changed into the opposite sex for when they started drinking. Well, I suppose if their species has that. Yeah. Cool, that makes sense there, Barbarossa. They're the right colors. I want some of that rum? Yeah, me too. Well, there's a lot of backstory. I've been going to this Renfest for like 15 years, says Brian. 4 years ago today, I met my girlfriend online because she saw I went to this Renfest in my profile. She used to work there. Then we went together the following year. What? That's lovely. I'm so disappointed for you now that you don't get to go. That really sucks. Oh, hail hydrate. Thank you very much, Lady Writes. I know it's Coca-Cola. It doesn't really qualify as hydrate, does it? Yeah. Rowan says, yeah, sadly, Delta variant has been a major concern and is likely to delay Canadian-US border opening. Yeah, it probably will. Alright. Coming of the elves. There's a tool tip for the Giovanni? Okay. A race of frogmen whose bodies can be triggered to change between male and female, even against the will of that individual. It is an unwanted trait from their frog ancestry. Well, maybe they might become accustomed to it, you know? But whatever. Brian says, now we live together in the house I bought, and her kid is adorable, and someday I'm going to take one knee there for her, but not this year. Aww. That's sweet, Brian. It's really cool. I hope it works out for you. I'm sorry I won't this year. Okay, coming of the elves. The first explorers to the Isles of Madeira were the elves who arrived on human sailing ships. The elves, leaving the human crews aboard the ships, charmed the Giovanni into accepting them without violence. They soon became fascinated with how grungeon inspired sex changes in the Giovanni. Examining the rum and then the peppers, they were mystified at the lack of magic in either. The elves also drank grungeon, though only to appease the Giovanni. They found the spicy rum was tasty enough to appeal to the lesser races, but was not to their liking. Yeah, lesser races. Frickin' elves. Those elves from sorceress bloodlines, however, felt their magic refreshed. How could this be? Purple pepper seeds were taken back to elven lands and planted. The peppers grew, but they lacked the refreshing powers of those grown in Madeira, so the elves returned to the Isles. The elves brought with them a portal, providing them instantaneous travel to and from the Isles. Without any further need of ships, they dismissed the humans. What a bunch of assholes. Over the centuries, the purple peppers of Madeira were discovered to refresh the magics of all types of magic users, and the elves grew rich from their control of all the purple pepper trade beyond Madeira. All of this came to a sudden end when the end of instant happened. A terrible calamity that destroyed all portals. Yeah, right. Since then, the gnomes have taken over the trading of purple peppers. Will the gnomes figure out the mysteries of the purple peppers? Will they be able to keep their hold over the trade? That is amazingly cool, actually. You know, these are different from my purple peppers, too. I wonder, did some of the qualities of the star seeds intermingle with them? Were they, like, wild purple peppers that had gotten loose on a star seed? I'm curious now. It's very interesting. Okay, so in my universe, right, the purple peppers come from one planet, Alatha, which is the homeworld of the orcs, right? And it wasn't their original homeworld. They migrated to it, right? They just don't seem to grow as well on other planets usually. So that usually means that if there's purple peppers on a ship, right, or purple pepper seeds, it was an orc ship. So I wonder what happened. Did these orc guys get lost, go down the wrong wormhole, find themselves in a weird place, right? Maybe they were exploring back from, you know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I wonder, right? And then, but maybe something happened to the crew, and if the ship just ended up crashing, and, you know, it already had wild purple peppers and stuff on board because, I mean, like, because, yeah, that would be very interesting. So they'd already been growing on the star seeds. So they would have picked up some of its special properties, which is really, really interesting. I didn't say anything about them refreshing magic in my universe, so that's a unique property. That is really cool. Oh, we gotta chat and put our brains together. I love this article, obviously. And I think I'm going to put this in my featured. Where's the article block? Copy article block. I still got that open. I still haven't added all my summer camp articles to it, or errands either, and that's something that I have to do. But for now, we'll just add that. Maybe I'll do that in a bit. Okay. Good job. Now then. How many words is this the right idea? We got James's brainstorm first. Yeah, that was a great article. I love the idea of inspiration from other worlds. Me too. Yeah, and yeah, it's a summer camp article. Malachi's like, or Shadow's like, why is this giving me an idea? Because this is giving me an idea. Awesome. The Red Idea says, I've never read any space opera type stuff, but I'm so intrigued at the idea of not just creating a world, but a cosmos. It's fun. It's fun. The only problem is, you have to at least have the illusion that every world is unique, and it can't be the planet of the hats. You know, this is the planet of the frog people. Yeah, okay, that's the species they're dealing with there. What about the rest of the planet? You know? Daz says, yes, and the first generation of pepper never got picked, so the magic in them has since fertilized the island soil. Ah, clever. So I got iron and lead for earth magic. I need a third one, says Barbarossa. Okay. Iron, lead... I was going to say that copper is often traditionally used for earth or water magic, but there's no reason why it can't be fire magic in your universe. I can think of a lot of exotic metals. Oh, hello, Angstaze. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? How are you doing on the 31 days challenge? Oh, and thank you very much for the hydrate, Pen and Parable. Yep, that's right. Minimum 9,300 words for summer camp if you hit diamond, because 300 words each. Steel, sure, but steel, I'm 3 for 3 and exhausted. Good job, Angstaze. I'm glad you are. I am not. I'm sorry you're exhausted. Yeah, the thing about steel, I mean, it could, right? But the thing about steel is that being the sword metal, right, it's more often associated with fire magic, and it's an alloy, not a raw element on its own. So if you want to keep it to raw elements, that may not be suitable to you. Yeah, it's an alloy. I've started today's story, says Angstaze. We'll pick it up after Kitten's stream this evening. Awesome. I will move Copper to Earth then. Lady Writes is going back to writing. I'd like to be done before Kitten's stream comes up. Well, that's cool. Thank you for stopping in. I will be carrying on some writing here shortly. Actually, ask me some other time when I'm not streaming. I'll put it in my brain and percolate it. All right. Okay, so I need to do some brainstorming, gang. Okay, obviously the theme for today is natural disaster, but I'm uncertain. Yeah, because of course I am, you know, a science fiction and fantasy writer. Naturally, I have to put this in science fiction or fantasy context in some way, right? So I'm just trying to think of how to adapt that. Roaring, whirling winds can be anywhere. A calm breeze, like, they could be the atmosphere of Jupiter, you know, like it could be anything. The earthquake is the one I'm seizing on, though, and I've got kind of a half-baked idea about, so a settlement on a colony world, only all of a sudden, oh, hey, gravitational disturbances cause earthquakes. That could be fun. Unnatural disasters. I had an earthquake secondary to an asteroid strike in Dabria, says Oxhaze. Yeah, that's right, too. I remember that, and that was your heartbreaking story about the collapse of the Dwarven tunnels. Very moving. Very moving. 10. That's the one I was thinking of, Barbarossa. That is often also associated with Earth. Good thinking, Daz. Yep. Yeah, I think that a gravitational disturbance. Oh. Okay, so there's like the expeditionary force whose job is to look after the colonists, and they know that there's going to be a gravitational disturbance because there's, I don't know, a giant asteroid that is floating through the system, but they didn't get word of it until it was already doing damage, so they sent people out as fast as they could, but shit's already going down. So, and the protagonist is like the sister of one of the colonists. Yeah, okay, there we go, we got it, we're going. Let's see. Copper backs is like copper with fire and lightning, and tin will be earth. Makes sense. I need the name of a space search and rescue person. No. I already named a cat Alexa this week. Is expeditionary force the right term that I want? That's the sprint. No, that's fighting in a foreign country. That's not really what we want. Lydia? Okay, I can run with that. Thank you. Nickel is a metal added to other metals to make them able to withstand intense heat, says Daz. Red Idea is like, give me so many ideas for space story, and like, I can't start another story. Not off the top of my head, Rowan. She asks, does anyone know where to find a good historical paper on women, death, and childbirth in the Middle Ages? Race towards... I need a name for a planet. New France. No, I'm not going to name it New France. We already had a New France, and then it was Quebec. PubMed. Okay, let me think. Deities. Minor deities. Iris. What the hell? Iris at 0.8C. Anybody know if there's any space mafia type stories? Because I've just had an idea. Of course there are. There's naturally, you know, it's been done, but maybe not with your take. Actually, matter of fact, I'm just rereading a series I really like called the Vorkosigan Saga. Sometimes I reread books when I have difficulty concentrating, when I'm sick. Right? And, you know, so it stimulates my brain without, you know, having to overthink things in case I miss something. And there's a planet called Jackson's Hole in this universe. It's basically you know, mafia crime families with high-tech fighting. But by all means, go ahead and do it, because nobody will do it your way. And that's get back to work, I think. Yeah, that's just the start of the sprint, isn't it? Okay. James, where are you at? Do you want me to do your showcase now, or do you want me to do it after the sprint? I realize it's probably getting late for you, and you're going to need to go to bed sometime. Yes. Yes, after this sprint, it is 20:59 here. So it doesn't really tell me whether or not that's okay for you. Okay, after the sprint's good? Alright, then I'm going to do this. CL gel. I don't know what the CL stands for. I'll make it up later. CL gel. That's totally not the right way to spell that. Colloquial. Okay. Hey, AG, good to see you. Glad you're being productive. That's awesome. I totally understand, because I hate chores too, and I have difficulty mustering the energy. I promised it would be comfortable. Yeah, chores are called chores for a reason. Yeah, legit. Shoes found by the door. How logical. Yeah, which is why you didn't think to look there, of course. Daz says, I'm thinking the origin of the peppers sets a foreshadowing of the Nistlings getting into space in the future. Makes sense to me. All right, thanks, Natalia, for joining us. See you later. Have a good evening. Nice, Siobhan. Good work. And that's the sprint. Yes, the Google Foo is strong with you today. Hello, Eli. Thanks for the raid. You're a little early for quitting time, aren't you? Are you okay? Yes, cresting is the name for the word when a ship hits a wave. More arson indeed. Good to see you, arsonists. Welcome. Hail to the great spark of House Incendium. I was just noticing that it's a little early for you to quit, isn't it? Are you okay? Is your migraine still bothering you today? I hope not. Siobhan two-timing me here. It's awesome. A little sick, though. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. I hope you get better soon. Yeah, I'm totally running with this. Rowan says, can folks who posted me links please Discord DM them because phone Twitch lost chat. Reloaded. Thank you for the posture check. Eli says, I'm going to go couch out with some water and try to keep writing a story. Good luck. Salties says, and hello, Salties, good to see you, says, I'm writing down ideas for my book on a notebook right now. And hello, Calutan, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit. How are you? And Esong is here. Hello, Esong. All right, at the start of this sprint, I'm going to take a break from the story, and I'm going to go over to James's showcase, or brainstorm, rather, and we're going to do a 15-minute brainstorm for his military conflict. I see you were doing one challenge after another. Cayetan, I would not have signed up for this if I'd known all the shit that I was going to have to deal with this month, I tell you, right? Between the moving and the book publication and finishing up the Kickstarter and, you know, having just come off of these challenges, I'm exhausted. So I promised myself I'm going to start a story for every one of the 31 days. I feel like I've got a hole in the paper with this one, though. I know what I'm doing with it. So I'm running with it, and it's going to be fun. But yes, one challenge after another. This one, actually, I was urged to do by my loved ones instead of told to take a vacation. Because they're like, you know, they said, I tend to do really well with my stories they sell, right? So they figure I should increase my catalog and sell more stories. All right, let's get some ideas down. All right. Oh, Gwen says there's a sunflower that just opened overnight. It's facing slightly southeast, but I swear every time I look out the window, it turns in my direction. See, you have such a sunny personality that the heliotropic flowers will follow you around, Gwen. I'm thinking of getting Master's Guild, but my mom wants me to start writing first. Makes sense, Salties. Oh, 9th anniversary! Congratulations to you and Scribe. That's awesome there, Esau. Yeah, I'm only starting, says Eli. Need not finish. Exactly. All right. Yep. Start small, right? Start with what you need with the World Anvil. Dimmy and Jana will tell you that. They'll say, get what you need. Get more stuff later, right? When you need it. I sort of need a solid number I can have my MC use as why a supporting character is very busy making sure that every woman in camp has been taught the rhythm method of birth control. That must be it, says Gwen. Yeah. Does 31 and 31 have prompts, or is it write what you want? There are prompts, but they're optional, right? You can find them here. I'll link you the link, right? If you are looking for the prompts, but either way, this will also take you to the website. Yes, manuscript is Master's Guild. That's correct. And I am currently using the Day 4 prompts. Anyway, let's do brainstorming. For okay, so James wants brainstorming for his military conflict article. Okay. Military specification document, Portugal. Example template. The Chocolate Wars. Naval, 1880s. Military technology. Ironclad ships, real life equivalent HMS Warrior. Era, tooltip, a period of time running from 2056 CE to 2120 CE, a period of 64 years. It's treated as a buffer period between the old and new world. Okay, start year 2057, end year not known by the author. Author is spelled wrong. Related articles. Portuguese, Carib ethnicity. Era timeline. Okay. Articles to mention this military conflict. Allies, Nigeria. Portugal. Enemies, pirates. Conflict over trade and pirates. Yeah, I kind of want to know some direction. What are you looking for with this there, James? Because so far you're doing great. Ah, Siobhan says, Salty saw Siobhan using it on her stream last night and was, I want it. Hey, Rowan, here's a thought. Hello, Moonflower, you're late on the raid, but welcome. Okay, Rowan, I've got something for you. In Rome, there was an herb that apparently was as effective as modern birth control pills in preventing pregnancy if women took it. And they destroyed it. They farmed it out. It's gone. We could have had this, but we don't because they used it all. But in the era that you're in, it's entirely possible that that shit might still exist. Right? What's the date again? In your universe there? It's the Pix, right? I'm late because I took a bio, then had difficulties and made the raid leave me behind. That sucks, Moonflower. And cool, Calutan, if you're not up to doing 31 stories, don't blame you. Shadow says, I've decided to make my explorer sink in the boat. I'm a cruel author. Damn it, Romans. Was the plant Silphium? It might have been. Yeah, 199 AD. Or CE, yes. Okay. Yeah, Silphium. Okay, so here's the thing. In 199 CE, that shit probably still exists. You have a variation of me in this universe, right? You're loosely basing characters on people you know. You've got the witch herbalist, right? I know this shit exists. We're gonna go get it. That's what's gonna happen. There's gonna be an expedition that is going to go to wherever it frickin' grows, and we're gonna pick it and take it back and grow it in a greenhouse or of some kind, some similar technology like that in wherever we are. That's what's gonna happen. And in the meantime, yeah. In the meantime, a regular cocktail of pennyroyal should be able to expel any unwanted pregnancies as a backup method, by the way. And pennyroyal, I know, is like all over fucking England. Okay, James, there you are. What are we brainstorming for this? I don't really know what you need here. It looks like you've got your shit together. I can't imagine what you need help with. I don't know how to start it. On page 2, I've just got the blank template. Okay. So basically you're looking for help how to translate this into the template. Okay. All right, I can help you. All right, so main body, the conflict, right? Basically this is where you would describe the Chocolate Wars were a conflict running a period of, X years between the UK and, let's see. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. UK uses a fleet of trade ships on staggered rotation, go from British Isles to Nigeria to get cocoa beans. On leaving Nigeria from trading, they come back with less than expected. Attacked by pirates. Next approach is to send a military convoy of a fleet of ironclads with trade vessels. The next time they do this, however, the pirates are ready. It becomes a challenge for the British military to protect the vessels, so the British drop the trade route. Okay. So, like, for example, I don't know how long the war would be. Okay, so this is the UK versus pirates, right? So I wouldn't say it's exactly a war. Where are the pirates out of? Right? Like, are they independent pirates? Or are they privateers working with letters of marque out of another nation? I haven't thought of this. Okay, yeah, so we need to know, right? If it's another nation that is sending privateers to attack British trade, then okay, so when you get to the field that says belligerents are the two sides of a fight. Or if maybe there's more than one side, right? Like all the belligerents in Game of Thrones are all the houses plus the undead horde, right? So the belligerents in this would either be the UK merchant marine and pirates, right? Or the UK merchant marine and, whatever pirates, right? Pirates out of whatever nation. Right? So, okay, so anyway, the Chocolate Wars were and if it's pirates, this sounds like a pretty short-lived conflict. Were a short-lived conflict between the UK merchant marine and whoever it was, right? Over chocolate shipments to the UK out of Nigeria. There's your basic information, right? That's what you put in the vignette. Okay? Then, prelude. What you put in the prelude is basically, that's the stuff that leads up to the war, right? So you describe how there is the UK had reopened trade with Nigeria to get cocoa beans. The trade fleet started coming back with less cargo than expected, and they were being hijacked by pirates, right? Deployment. That's where you put in the stuff about the next approach, knowing this, is to send a military convoy of a fleet of ironclad ships with the trade vessels. This has the desired effect, so they keep this going, escorting them for protection. You should know roughly how many ships are going to be sent, right? And one thing I can tell you is that ships, the number of ships being sent, right, it's probably less than you think it is, right? One ship goes a long way. Yeah, more like skirmishes, but it's still like, you know, this is still what would be under military conflict. Yeah, battlefield, that's what part of the ocean were they on? That's the sprint, by the way. I don't. I was thinking like 2 ironclads. Yeah, that's lots. Conditions. Conditions would be things like, what are the limitations that they're working under, right? Obviously, there's a fair bit of distance between the UK and wherever this takes place. So logistics would be a bit of a limitation for the UK, right? They're going to have limits in terms of like how far they can send supplies. They might have to take what they got, kind of thing, depending on where this takes place, right? If it's closer to Nigeria, right, then the Nigerians or the pirates, who must be operating somewhere out of that area, would have the advantage of, you know, terrain, right? They'll have less logistics. But then again, they don't have the resources that I assume Navy out of the UK, even a post-apocalyptic UK, has, right? So the engagement. Here's where you describe what happened, right? When the two sides met, right? And from this, I'm talking about your convoy and your pirates, right? The course of the battle, what happened? Who fired the first shots? What kind of damage did they do, right? How many ships were taken out, right? Who won, kind of thing, right? Who won comes into outcome, right? Aftermath is sort of the immediate fallout, right? In there, you would say that in your aftermath section is where your stuff about they stopped trying to ship beans from Nigeria and instead got carob from Portugal, right? That's where you would put that, right? Legacy are things like the long-term effects of the results of this war. So stuff like, you know, did this also limit how far the UK ships were willing to go to travel at all? Like they might have, you know, stopped trying to expand their control of the waters beyond much of the Isle and immediate Europe, right? So I don't know, right? Maybe that was limited, so that might be something that's in the legacy, right? Clearly recipes have changed in the UK because they no longer use chocolate, right? So that might be in there. Literature would be, did anybody write about it? Were there songs? Were there stories? Were there tapestries? Like, you know, what was that? Right? Technological advancement. Did any technological advancements come out of this aspect of the war? Right? Now, sidebar, conflict type. Yeah, let me help you with that. I'm going to have to open up a new article to Ah, we still get stuff from Canada. Okay. Let's see. So the military conflict article, where is it? So type of conflict. By the way, I personally think there needs to be more types of conflict listed in the type, because I don't think that what is present here is sufficient. But under this condition, was it just the one conflict? And that's the get back to work growl, by the way. Yes, there should be revolution, civil war. I heard anything. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Odyssey Pilgrim. I like your handle. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. We're writing today. Only we're currently brainstorming for James's battle. As far as I see, it was just one conflict, and we were like, screw it, hi Portugal. Okay, I would call that a skirmish of these different types, because it's a couple of ships, right? And it's a really minor kind of thing. So that's what I would call it. Yeah, naval battle should be a thing, you know. Space battle, maybe, you know, yeah. I mean, you can make it work with what's there, but... Alright. Belligerence, yeah, the two sides. Strength. Strength is numbers, right? Strength, they want to know how many ships, how many sailors, you know? That's the kind of information that is wanted there, right? Casualties. Who's dead? Who's injured? How many from each side? Well, that's like 3 raids today. 4 or something. Hi, Bitzer Thank you for the raid. Welcome. So nice to see everybody coming to hang out. This is awesome. You guys are great. Yeah, we had Bitzer we had Hefe, we had Angsthaze, and we had Eli. That's 4 raids today. You guys are awesome. Well, welcome. It's a Bitzer Blitz. That's awesome. That's a cool raid call. I like it. Yeah. There is a really interesting conversation going on about childbirth in the Middle Ages and birth control and potential birth control in the Middle Ages. I haven't been reading out a lot of it because I feel like people have pretty much got it covered, right? But I'll throw in things as they come to me, right? The brim. Yeah. Calutan says, what do you call the part of a hat above your forehead, the one you hold when taking off? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Daz. You know, one day I shall have not ants to say with me, says Bitzer. Daz says there should be choices for aerial, naval, underwater, deep underground, and space. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm surrounded by floo-floofs. The kitties are hanging out with you? That's cool. Oh, I'll get there. Right idea. If I want to put the ideas of my book on World Anvil, where do I place like a dragon? A dragon would be species. For the... Oh yeah, and visor is the other thing it's called, yes. The hat. Yeah, I would put it under the species template, Salties. Eli says, they all seem to think it is dinner time, and it is not for 3 more hours. Okay, so back to casualties. Objectives, right? Objectives are, what are they trying to accomplish, right? The pirates are trying to steal the cargo, right? And the British are trying to protect the cargo. So, yeah. They should also add helpful hints with the prompts as they do that with the military unit template. Yes, they should. Yeah. I hope that was of some help. Do you feel like you have enough direction with this now, James? You can still ask me questions if you run into trouble later, but I think I'm going to take a quick break, it being almost 2 o'clock, and refill my coffee. When I come back, I'm going to do a little bit more writing, and then we'll attack the right ideas stuff. I will probably not be able to read all of this, I'm telling you right now. You said, if it's too much, tell me to F off. Yeah, I'm probably telling you to F off about half of it, at least. Because, I don't know, I will read 15 minutes of it, because that's how things, showcase works. I used to do an hour's edit at a time, but I find that I don't get enough other things done in a stream when I do that, so I have taken that off the table for the time being. I may add it again. Is it under generic? No, it would be under species. See, if you go in here, right, this is your dashboard area, or your, yeah, right, and these are the different article templates, and it would be right here, the goldfish, species. Alright, I'm going to put my writing back up, and I'm going to take my break. I'll be right back, gang. Okay, sorry for the delay. I am back. I'm just going to be in and out for a moment. It turns out that Jamie is going to be going in to get an emergency tooth pull, so that's fun. Hi, Satrium. Good to see you. I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. Alright, I'm back, gang. Sorry about that. Thanks, Eli, but I'm okay. I don't need... I just had to make sure that everything was alright with Jamie before he went off to the dentist, so... It's all good. Oh, good! You got the package you were waiting for, Eli. That's great. And the brass pen you were really excited about. That's excellent. Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Why does life make that happen when you don't really have time for it? Yes, life seems determined to shit everything on your head all at once. At least that's been my experience. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, why not have another thing happen this month? It's not like you don't have enough going on already. Legit. You know what, though? The thing is, he gets reimbursed for the dentist stuff, so, you know, it's just... Yes! Thank you very much for the hugs. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a bit. It's been a lot, but... You know what? My life has been worse. So actually, I'm kind of like, okay. I had some real anxiety at the beginning of the month when it was like, oh shit, we're going to get kicked out into this, you know, crazy rental market. But a lot of that anxiety went away because my mom-in-law says that we can come park the RV there if we need to, and therefore we at least won't be homeless, right? So that is, you know, a lot of... I mean, that's going to be a big pain in the ass, but... I'm not going to look at that right now, if that's okay there, Barbarossa. Well, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, I can probably look at it. Okay, just a minute. I will. That makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. Cool idea. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've been having anxiety and junk, but hey, I'm not doing this for 3 to 6 migraines a week. Yeah, exactly. Good point. You know, when, like, someone you love is literally dying, that's worse. I can handle this. This is either a minor or a major inconvenience, right, at this point. Being homeless would have been a disaster, so I'm glad that that at least is taken care of. We have, and to answer Esong's question, the place that I really want in Lake Country, we have a meeting to go see on Saturday, and it sounds like they were basically giving us the choice of times to go see it, because like I was saying earlier, we have some savings, so we were able to offer a few months rent in advance. Right, so I think that as long as we, you know, as long as he thinks that we're not a bunch of lunatics, we probably got the place. So, you know, and that would be nice. It's a 3-bedroom with a big kitchen area and open space to the dining area, so I could set up a separate stream area if I needed to. And you know, it's this nice little neighborhood in Lake Country, which is like the town over. And, you know, so if we get the place, it's perfect, right? Pet friendly with deposit. Yeah, that's the problem, Ogstaze. You're an author. You're required to be a lunatic. Yes, I hope I at least convince him that my eccentricities are due to that. I have a strategic plan to put my books in the car. To make it look like I always have the books in the car, which I did until the car became a big mess. Yes, and water that actually works, and electricity where we don't have to play Nicky 9 plugs to get everything to work. Yes, I'm really, really looking forward to a house where everything damn well works. Yes, it will be nice. It will be very nice. Okay. I want to do something from here. What am I doing from here? Okay, Esong, thanks for joining me today. See you later. Wi-Fi internet service. Internet service should be good, and we are responsible for internet service. That's not something that we have to take whatever they've got. So we'll just be installing our Skookum internet package that we already have a contract for, and, you know, should be fine. Bring a light and test all the sockets. Yeah. Yeah, careful, spine glue, paperback spine glue melts when left on a dashboard. Yes, it does. Oh, did Automod like you, not both? Or not like you? What did it say? Yay, Eli! I convinced the cat to pee in the fucking box instead of on the couch. Yeah. Good! Yeah, I'm with E-Song there, Salties. Start with Freeman. Expand it as you need it. This manuscripts thing is great. I won't lie. It's my favorite writing software now, but... Alright, see you later, E-Song. Okay. James is a tiger, defends Eli Quake against the evil Autobot. Yep, exactly. But it won't write it for you any more than Google Docs or LibreOffice will. Yep, that's true. Dingy things. I hear dingy things. Oh, hello, Rowan Riley. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. How are you? Do you do writing? Or something else creative? Is this why you're here? That sucks, Satrium. Satrium says, I think I'll have to cancel my D&D campaign again, but after this week I just don't have the energy to run a game. I understand that. Yep, but honestly, I won't have any fun running a game while exhausted, and my players won't either. Yeah, that's true. Daz says that Pepper article is the only showcase I felt was important as I wanted to see what you thought of them. I think they're awesome. Right Idea says my showcase was just, I wanted to see what you thought of that scene because I feel like I may have done okay. Yeah, I'll get there. And that's the sprint. Anastasia wants to know, is there a how-to guide for setting up a medieval trading ship expedition? I'm not sure, really. Let me think about that. Satrium says, I basically fulfilled my 40-hour work week within 3 days because of ordered overtime. Yuck. Red Idea says, when I do the 31 days prompts, I'm hoping to tie them all into my fantasy world and use them as world building under actual events of the series. That's cool. I'm excited to get started properly. I reckon I'll get started properly on that tomorrow, maybe live or maybe just on my own. Awesome. James says, I think I need to get back into the follow again of having stuff to do in Writer Greg's Kahuna the Elders and Sable streams. Author Goddess sets up bee removal service for in-laws, schedules Hub's weekend home, revamps budget schedule for new info. Okay, have some good sleep there, Satrium. Thanks for joining me. Rest well. Transoceanic exploration for dummies out of Brits in 1672. Alright, see you later. Sounds like a delicious dinner there, Bob. I'm always fond of things with sheep in it, and I would, I might come over. I'm just saying, have fun. Aw, Eli says, my poor mom had no AC in her classroom today, and it's 115 degrees today. Be right back getting her watermelon and pickles. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Look for the food word. You will enjoy that meal. There's mutton better than lamb. Very funny. We always talk food on Sable's streams. Right about Sable's lunchtime to remind her that she hasn't eaten. Because you're a bunch of bastards. I'm just saying. Recording at half the coast is underwater. You do it to encourage self-care. Most of the time, I don't talk about food, so I'm not the main culprit, says James. Good point. Yeah, forgetting to eat is a real risk of flow states. Happens to me a lot. Maybe Sable should bring a lunch to her stream, just like she would with a job, says Rowan. You know what? That's a smart idea. I should, like, make myself a sandwich, and then I should take a break and eat it. It's a good plan. I should do that. Should I click this with, like I did with the reminder, or click this? Maybe. I don't know. That's a good idea. Thank you. Set a reminder. It's a good idea. Thank you for the save check. Everybody save. This thing auto-saves. It's one of the benefits of manuscripts. Yeah. World Anvil does that. It's auto-saves. Yeah. Okay, Des. See you later. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Good job, Author Goddess. I cooked chicken. Second day in a row I've actively contributed to making supper. Awesome! Awesome, Author Goddess. Kale Hydrate. Kicks years-long depressive, anxious state in the nutsack. Excellent. Woot. And that's the sprint. Tomorrow I can saute mushrooms in preparation for the Hungarian mushroom soup. Yummy. Sounds great, AG. Thank you. Thank you, Siobhan. Okay. Now I know where I am and what I'm doing. You're right, it's break time. Writing through my break. Because I'm on a roll, so. Huh, I don't know, Moon. Gonna have to talk to Bob or Kahuna about that, I guess. Frick, I'm pretty sure my Syndergazia region is region 13, but I can't remember. So how are you guys doing on your projects, by the way? Both me and Sable are tapping to the song. Yes, you can hear it, can you? Yeah. I wasn't even aware of it until you pointed it out, but yeah. Yeah, I like the song. Dun dun da 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 dun dun. Don't break timers mean go get food and water. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will go see if I can get some food. I'll be right back. Something to stuff in my face anyway, chips or something. I don't know. Maybe there's some leftover takeout from last night. I'll go find some. I'll be right back. When I get back, we're going to get into Red Ideas Showcase. Alright, I'm back. I have food. I'm really glad that you find these helpful enough, James, that you save parts of them. That's cool. The food is good. I have coconut rice with a little bit of butter and some tamari. We had leftover Thai food, but I am not certain if it's still good. Because, of course, nobody put it away last night, so I'm like, yeah. But this rice is excellent. Chicken Caesar with homemade croutons sounds great. Chicken Caesar pasta salad, that's even better. Neat idea. Oh, there we go. I ate. Food is good. Alright, back to the sprint screen. Chicken Caesar salad with penne mixed in. Much more filling and so good. That sounds amazing, Author Goddess. I'm going to have to make that for dinner sometime. That sounds excellent. Okay. I didn't even think of that, but that's a great plan. Alright, so this is the Right Ideas showcase. Let's see here. Yep, I didn't realize how much time had passed there. Sorry, guys. Alright, I guess we're going to do this, and that's going to be basically the end of the stream. Because then it'll be 3 o'clock. I'm going to check and see who is on after me. Because we are doing 31 days, 31 stories, we want to make sure that we're going to visit someone who is doing 31 days, 31 stories. Because, you know, that's part of the deal. And now I have to organize donations to an autism charity that isn't Autism Speaks. Excellent. Yeah, the amount of spice in Thai food, it should be okay as long as it had no shellfish. Fair enough, but I did not like the way that the beef chicken smelled. So I'm like, But then again, I'm overly sensitive to that kind of stuff, and I tend to read things as being like off before they are. So, well, let's see here. We got a whole bunch of people who are part of the 31 Days, 31 Stories sequence here, who are either already online or are starting at the time the stream ends. So we can visit Michelle Right Meow, Salties, or Aragon I guess it is. I'm back. What did I miss? Me getting food, basically? Oh, are you still up there, Eli? No, you quit. Okay. Yeah, you went off. So, yes. I think maybe we'll visit the real salties first, unless... No, it's just I'm trying to decide who to raid, and there's like 3 different people who are doing 31 days, 31 stories that I could raid at the end of this stream. So, my options are Michelle Wright Meow, the real salties, or I Aragon I. I don't, I've seen Salty stream, I think, but... Yay, preface to this is Opeth MC's whole village has just been slaughtered by the good guys from the main series. Glad to hear your mom's feeling much better, that's good. I don't know I Aragon I, so I'm inclined towards them, more support. Fair enough. I don't think I've ever seen Michelle Writes Meow at all, either. I know Salties was here in the chat, so I don't know, guys. Author Goddess says, I'm thinking OAR, Organization of Autism Research. Anyone know about that? They seem to be about spreading evidence-based info and providing aid to allow ASD persons to self-advocate. That's cool. Yeah, I could go anyway, really. Okay. Right Idea says I wanted to show the bad side to both, because I like when it's not just bad versus evil. Okay. Or good versus evil, rather. Okay. I stuck to the shadows, the last sparks and embers from the remains of Calyx Star began to fade into the distance behind me, the smoke diffusing into the barren sky the further I got away from where I used to call home. That is a very long sentence, and I would not advise you starting it that way. I would break up the sentence. I stuck to the shadows, the last sparks and embers from the remains of Calyx Star began to fade into the distance behind me. I stuck to the shadows, period. Actually, that's its own sentence. New sentence. The last sparks and embers from the remains of Calyx Star began to fade into the distance behind me. I would put a period there, and I would start a new sentence. The smoke diffused into the barren sky the further I got away from where I used to call home. By the way, do you want me to take things apart like this? I'm like, you know, this is my editing help. I don't know if you want that kind of help. Let me know if you don't. Okay, baby girl is melting down and Bug is getting supper plated. Time to yell at people. Okay, AG, see you in a bit. Eli says, I have to write a battle that goes really well and then suddenly very bad, and battles are my weakest skill. Why do I do this to me? Yeah, that's fine. Tear you to shreds? Alright, let's do it. Okay. I do it to help, right? So, yeah. The wound in my side flared in pain with each step. It cannot be flaring if it's a new sentence, right? Verb agreement, right? You could either have, I mean, if that was all part of the same previous sentence, you could use flaring, but I would use the wound in my side flared in pain with each step. And you could include the rest of that like that, the ragged bandage holding my insides at bay, but I would probably put it as a second sentence. The wound in my side flared in pain with each step. Period. The ragged bandage held my insides at bay. My whole body ached, my lungs burning from the smoke. I felt sick knowing I was breathing in the mortal remains of my family, my village, my entire existence up to this point. Until this point. Well, that's, that puts me right there. Google's how to write a battle scene for the 6 billionth time. Eli, let me help you. We will chat when this is done. I can help. Okay. I love the imagery. I feel very much like we're in the scene. I'm angry for this person already. That's a hell of a wound, though. The ragged bandage holding my insides at bay. As in, like, if the ragged bandage comes off, their intestines fall out, they're already dead. Especially if this is medieval technology, right? That causes so much pain, people cannot function, right? If they are still functioning, now, granted, I don't know your world, right? So, if there's magic involved, maybe magic is helping, right? Maybe there's combat drugs so that this person doesn't feel the pain. I don't know the setting yet, right? So, but it would take something extraordinary if they've got that bad of a wound for them to keep functioning, right? There's no way, right? Yeah. Okay. I let my wounds and my pain drive each step forward, clinging to the smaller hunter's trails that ran parallel to the main road on the way to Illisander. The soldiers' laughter. Soldiers, I would put an apostrophe after S because it's a possessive of multiples, the multiple possessive soldiers' laughter. I'll probably tone that down a bit. I got overexcited. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Not to mention the infection would kill him. Like, just... possibly the shock. You know? So, yeah. That's... they're not walking anywhere. Besides the point, if they're by themselves... it is difficult to see this, right? They may not know how badly they're wounded, right? They might just know that it's excruciating and bleeding. Who bandaged them? Are they by themselves? I'm sure I'll find this out, but if not, right? I'm throwing that out there, right? I let my wounds and my pain drive each step forward, clinging to the smaller hunter's trails that ran parallel to the main road on the way to Illisander. The soldiers' laughter had long since left, fading as the men and their mounts steamed ahead. Steamed? Okay. I would put exclamation points after these. How dare they laugh? How dare they? How dare I, me, myself, survive? I had flashes of Junalee stepping in front of Zira, pushing me down the hillside by the Elder's home. Elders again needs an apostrophe after it, which was engulfed in purple spellfire, and receiving her death with arms spread wide, tears gracing her cheeks. I would start a new paragraph at I had flashes, because this is a separate idea. Push me down the hillside by the Elder's home. I would also split this up again. Aha! Here we go. When you're done with the showcase, teach me your epic battle ways. Okay. Okay, in that case, if you want me to help you with that, Eli, in the meantime, think about the battle. Who is fighting? Why are they fighting? Who is the viewpoint character? What are the results? What has to be experienced or done by the viewpoint character before the end of the fight? These will give me places to start. I will stay on a little longer. There's no reason for me to quit right away so that I can do this, because this might help a lot of people, actually, right? And, you know, I don't have to take Jamie to work today, obviously. He took the day off work because he's got to get an emergency tooth pulled, so... Okay. So, yeah. This is all helpful. I know very little about technical things. I should have paid attention in school. You don't have to pay attention in school. Okay, my first advice to people who are going to write about battle scenes is read them, right? There are lots of great books out there where it's like fantasy or historical or whatever that will put you into the place where you need to be. Honestly, I would recommend Lord of the Rings if you're writing like, you know, standard, you know, high fantasy. Tolkien was in World War I, right? He knows what real battles look like. He describes them pretty well, right? So you can definitely take that as a bearing. Okay, I know some of these things. I will type up a thing. Might have to DM you on Discord, but I will see how long it ends up. No worries there, Eli. That's absolutely fine. But those are... Okay, I'll start with that in case this doesn't go over. When you're writing a fight scene, a battle scene, you need to know who's on either side, what they're trying to do, what kind of technology level they're fighting at. Is there anything that will change the course of the battle? Like, are there like powerful wizards that might show up, or a cannon, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, like, because people don't have wars for no reason, right? There's always an objective. And if they're actually clashing in arms, there's a purpose to that clashing. They want to accomplish something. They're trying to take control of something like resources, or a strategic vantage point, or push into a border territory, or sack a city, or something, right? There's some goal there that they're trying to accomplish. And there'll be the group that's trying to do it, and the group that's trying to stop them, right? And the interplay between those guys, right? It's a matter of thinking, okay, so this side is trying to do X. So what's the first thing they're going to do to try to do that? How is this side going to respond, right? That's basically how it is, right? That's how you write a battle scene. You think about back and forth like that. And then once you've established that in your head, you think to yourself, okay, what is the viewpoint character experiencing in all of this, right? Which side is the viewpoint character on? That's the first thing, right? Are they on the attacking side or defending side, right? Are they going to be... like, you know, what is their experience of the battle going to be? In part, that's going to depend on technology, numbers, location, and objectives, right? Somebody who's in the middle of the Battle of Waterloo is going to experience a very different experience from somebody who is in the Battle of Agincourt, right? Who is different from the battle that, you know, say the Battle of Carthage, right? Explanations of all these, right? Waterloo is where Napoleon was defeated, right? Agincourt was when English longbowmen basically slaughtered the French, and that was mostly due to a disadvantage of ground, right? And Carthage was destroyed by the Romans, right? So these are all very different battles. They take place in different locations. They, you know, there's different technologies involved. And so, and there's different numbers too, right? Like, you know, Waterloo was like huge, right? All it would have been, for most people's experiences, orders from their commander to march and fire, right? And a lot of noise and explosions and dust and blood. They probably wouldn't have any idea what they're doing. The reason why there are, like, you know, banners involved is so you can see where the hell you're supposed to go, right? Because it's a mess, right? Yeah, so it depends, right? So it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's a matter of, what's this side trying to do? What's that side trying to do? What does this side have as far as weapons and troops to accomplish that with? What does this side have to respond with, right? What about terrain? Terrain's a thing that is often not taken into considerations in medieval fight scenes, and that's largely because people think of medieval fights as two armies marching to meet each other on a field, which did happen, Often people did that so they wouldn't end up destroying all the crops and the cities and all the shit that made life possible, which is why modern warfare is stupid. Okay, but anyway, you know. So yeah, so there was that, right? But you know, it could be like a siege. Maybe this group is trying to take over this castle, right? So now we're in a castle. Well, why do we have a castle? It's designed to withstand a siege. That's the whole point of a castle, right? So they've got some advantages there. They've got food within the walls. They've got weapons they can drop on the other people or fire down at them, you know. Right? So it's, you know, thinking about that kind of stuff, right? How would this and this technology and forces interact, right? And a lot of it's really logical, right? If these guys over here have like 3,000 archers, and these guys over here have, you know, 100 guys on you know, 100 cavalry, right? Chances are these guys are toast, right? You know, but maybe not. Maybe they're fighting in, like, okay, so 300, the movie was a little extreme, but the scenario is not necessarily. If you're got a small group that's trying to defend a very narrow passage, you can't bring the whole army of the bad guys, or the other side, the big guys, against them at once, right? You have to attack them in smaller groups. This is true even in modern warfare. This is one of the reasons why the Americans were not just able to go in and take over Afghanistan, right? Because they're fighting in mountains, right? And the guys they're fighting know the mountains and know where to hide and know how to get, you know, use the terrain to their advantage. And you can't just bomb out the mountains unless you're willing to drop a nuke on it. So, small groups encounter small groups, right? Yeah. So, and then what's the aftermath, right? And in order to get that, maybe you need the aftermath first as a writer. You're like, okay, so the strategic goal is this army must defeat this army. So then you have to make sure that you're describing conditions that make that realistic. It's sort of reverse engineering the battle. And, you know, once you've thought of that, yeah, maybe the archers are on a hill in the middle of a swamp. Yeah, so maybe, you know, exactly, right? Terrain, conditions, technology, numbers. These are the things to keep in mind when writing a fight scene. DMing me what I know. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go back to the Right Ideas showcase here, because I still owe them like a good 10, 12 minutes. Okay, so anyway, I would split this paragraph up here. I had flashes of Junalee stepping in front of Zira, pushing me down by the hillside, pushed me down the hillside by the elder's home, which was engulfed in purple spellfire, and receiving her death with arms spread wide, tears gracing her cheeks. This is too long, right? Okay, two things. One is that, okay, now I'm tearing you apart, but understand, I think you've got some really good stuff here. I want to clarify that first of all. I'm feeling the battle. That's excellent. You're being visceral. You're describing things using all your senses. Excellent, right? The more senses you bring to bear, the more a scene is visual. Like, the more you grasp it, right? Don't be afraid to describe smells and sounds, right? You're doing great. I feel it. You're also making a mistake that I make. And that mistake is that your brain is going blah and pouring out everything you see in the scene, and you're just writing it down. You need to break that stuff up, because it doesn't come across quite like that when you're reading it. So, how would I shorten this? I had flashes of Junalee stepping in front of Zira. Stepping in front of Zira to push me down the hillside, maybe. To push me down the hillside. The elder's home was engulfed in purple spellfire, period. She received her death with arms spread wide and tears on her face. Or, yeah. With arms spread wide. How close is he to Zira? or your protagonist there, or Junalee rather. How close is your protagonist to Junalee when this happens? Because I find myself questioning whether in such a quick flash of a moment he would know about the tears, right? Could he see that? Was he that close? He was pushed down the hillside, right? Was she facing him, or was she facing the place where the fighting was with the purple spellfire? Right, so, because... Anyway. Yeah, I lost sight of her as she began to fall, my fragile body collapsing and ragdolling down the steep hillside. I like that, ragdolling down the steep hillside. Nice, nice. Okay, that's brilliant, really good turn of phrase there. To where I landed in a small creek. That was... You actually can't use that there. I do this too when I'm writing. This is all mistakes that I make, right? But that is a contraction of that is. You need to have that was. Yeah, that was where I lay for gods knew how long, my face half submerged in water. I drifted, not here, but not gone yet either. Not yet free to join the Celestials. Not free rest. Potent. Yes, good stuff there. I like the fact that, you know, the Survivor's Guild, that's excellent. That is explained in the chapter before. She was crying beforehand, and it's known. Yeah, but does that mean that he saw... I'm assuming he... correct me if the gender of the protagonist is mistaken. But, I'll say they until I know, right? Were they, like, close enough to her to see that? This is first draft shite. I know, it's first draft. It's actually really good, right? I'm just giving you my, you know, my grilling, right? So, that's how we make the first draft into the second draft, which is awesome, right? So, yeah. I want to split the sentence up, but I can't tell you how because I'm not really clear on exactly what has happened here. I had flashes of Junalee stepping in front of Zira, pushing me down the hillside by the Elder's home, which was engulfed in purple spellfire, and receiving her death with arms spread wide, tears gracing her cheeks. First of all, it's really long. Second of all, it's confusing here. Third, yeah. Yeah, so it's a bit confusing and it's long. So, they tell you when you're writing action sequences to try to keep your sentences as short as you can, because that keeps people in the, this is happening, that's happening, the other thing, and bang, kind of mindset. Right? So, I don't know how to deal with that. Because I do realize it all happened in a moment. Maybe I would describe it like that. I had flashes of Junalee's death. It all happened in a moment. She stepped in front of Zira, pushed me down the hillside by the Elder's home, right? And received her death with arms spread wide and tears gracing her cheeks. You know, maybe describing it like that might work, you know? Okay, I'll leave it be then. A rough, scratching tongue, you need a comma after rough, began lapping at my wound. And teeth began to tear at my side, trying to rip out my intestines. Ooh! I screamed in agony, my consciousness coming back all at once from wherever it had gone. That just unnecessarily slows it down. I would stop here. I screamed in agony. I'm sure we're back in consciousness now. We don't have to state that. I sat upright and kicked out. That's the end of the sprint, by the way. I'm going to finish... I'll tell you what. I'm going to finish these 2 pages, and then I'm going to quit. Maybe we can come back to this later, the right idea, because I really like this. Yeah. Okay. I sat upright and kicked out, and thrust my dagger towards whatever was accosting me. Cool. A yelp greeted my ears as I struck a tough hide. Should split this paragraph up too. I sat upright and kicked out and thrust my dagger towards whatever was accosting me. New paragraph. A yelp greeted my ears as I struck a tough hide. It was a wolf. It must have been a young one. An adult wolf wouldn't be so timid. That's not a comma there. You should either have a semicolon or a M dash, the long dash, or you should start a new sentence at an adult wolf wouldn't be so timid. I would use an M dash personally, because for some reason editors don't like semicolons, but I don't feel that it has enough. Like, I feel that if you made it a second sentence, it would break up the action. And do we need this information right here in the middle of the fight? Your grammar does not suck. I've seen a lot worse. Your grammar is, you know, needs some mild assistance. Yeah. It was a wolf. It must have been a young one. An adult wolf wouldn't be so timid. It ran as if it had seen some form of apparition, which I guess it had. I must be a ghost by now. I like that. I don't know what bound my essence to my being, for my many wounds and the burning in my lungs was surely enough for me to perish. Perhaps the gods had other plans for me. Oh! Okay. 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 Yeah, I'm an overwriter too, so everything that I am critiquing, I have done. Just understand that. Alright, but no, I like that. I like that. Okay, so this implies that perhaps there's some supernatural force keeping him, keeping them active. And in which case, please ignore my previous critique about the intestines slipping through the bandages, because, yeah, I mean, like, if this person is walking around due to some supernatural force, why not? Okay, so I'd do this. I looked around. Period. The sun had long since set. I was in a small clearing, sitting in knee-deep water, and sitting in knee-deep ice-cold water, I would say, because which was ice-cold just kind of slows it all down again, right? So put it all together. It's important, you can't delete it, right? But put it in the flow, right? Tall trees stretched towards the sky, and multi-hued smoke with bright embers floated above my reality. Yeah. I am quite sure I might be mad. No. You are either quite sure you are mad, or you think maybe you might be mad. But you're not quite sure you might be mad. It's like a direct contradiction. Yeah. Those ashes were my family, and yet they were beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful death. Nice. That's nice, too. And that's the get back to work growl? I personally would take that whole sentence right out. I'm quite sure I might be mad. Just don't need it. Right, those ashes were my family, and yet they were beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful death. The problem with putting that sentence in there is that you take us out of the moment, right? We knew that we know we're now in a flashback, right? And now you're inserting the narrator and reminding us that we're in a flashback and we're not like living in the flashback. I don't think you need it. I think that people are aware that, you know, he might not be okay, right? Why are you sitting still, Opeth? A small voice graced my ears. Small voice? Graced ears. Why do they grace ears? Someone graced... Tears were gracing faces, and ears are now being graced by small voices. This is beginning to strike me as a catchphrase that you are using because you don't know what else to use. I don't think you should do that. Sometimes simple is better. Why are you sitting still, Opeth? Said a small voice. Okay, does he recognize the voice before he sees the person? He's seeing the person, does that confirm it? Or does he not know who the voice is? Okay, I snapped my head around to look behind me, and it should be around, not round. And a gasp escaped my lips. Sounds a little purple. I don't think you need it. You could just say and let out a gasp. But, okay, if you insist and you're writing in that poetic style. Yes, more immediacy. More immediacy is good. You're probably getting stuff if you're using Grammarly. They're probably bitching at you about passive versus active voice. Okay, so a vibrant green apparition was hiding behind a large oak. Hiding? But they're vibrant green. Come on now. Yeah. It's the image of his dead niece. I used grace again in that sentence and just realized. Yeah, I saw it too. A vibrant green apparition emerged from behind a large oak, maybe? Oh my, no. Sweet, sweet Lucilia, my niece. Lucilla, I choked out. I don't know, is it Lucilia or Lucilla? I choked out. Period. New sentence. She floated out from behind the tree, her glow illuminating me and my surroundings in the softest of greens. And I would start that new paragraph there, Lucilla. Nice, Moon. Seems a logical way to answer it. Moon says, well, I just chose a winner for my prompt. It was super hard getting all those names into a random generator to get a short list. Okay. Yeah, Lucilla, I choked out. Period. She floated from behind the tree, her glow illuminating me and my surroundings in the softest of greens. New paragraph. Why do you sit, Uncle? She asked. Okay, I would, let's see here. I would put things in a different order here. Why do you sit, Uncle? She asked. She seemed both solid and liquid, shifting slightly between real and ethereal, as if her essence was captured inside a bubble. There was a permanent wound exposing her spine. Because that's the shock. Looks like this ethereal ghost thing is actually kind of funky. Oh, we have permanent wounds. Isn't that awful? Yuck. Okay. New paragraph. Her eyes. Oh, her eyes. They were her eyes. They were her eyes. I think, yeah, it would. They really were her eyes. Maybe you should say there, right? I think that's what you're getting at. You aren't real, Lucilla. You aren't here, I said. I like what you've got going on here, but it starts awkward and then goes to something that's really awesome. So I'm trying to figure out how to help you to maintain the awesome. Let's see. You aren't real, Lucilla. You aren't here. My eyes... I just leave that. You don't have to say I said, right? And then do this as a whole different sentence. My eyes did not stray from her... My eyes did not stray from her image, but my brain refused to comprehend her being. I had seen her not being. I had watched as her head was merely separated from her tiny body. Why don't you just say her head was separated? Even if it was hanging on by a you know, piece of flesh, then that would be fine. Right? But, you know, his mere separated diminishes the impact of head separated from her tiny body. That's like, bam, you're like, ooh! You know, that's a visceral eye kick, is what that is. That's what they call that in the lingo, right? And it's good. You don't wanna mitigate it. You wanna hit somebody with that. You want them to go bam, and they're like, ugh, decapitated, fuck, you know? So yeah. Okay. And that's good. That's good stuff. I had seen her not being. I had watched as her head was separated from her tiny body. I watched as flames engulfed her. I watched as her mother screamed. I had watched. Perfect. That's beautiful. I love it. I love your ghost. You have a real knack for putting me in the event. There's some really excellent visceral language here. Yeah, true, it makes it more gruesome. I believe battles should be gruesome. I don't think that, okay, I'm not into gore porn, right? Gratuitous is not necessary, but battles, death is ugly, especially in war. It's gross. It should be horrible. I feel like you really should be making that impression on your reader. I'm not a fan of sanitized violence. This is great. This is awful shit. This person is screwed up. They're clearly got post-traumatic stress. You know, they're having survivor's guilt. There's like, you know, they're seeing ghosts, which may or may not be real at this point. Probably are. This is a magic universe, right? And your language is so visceral. It's good. It's really good, right? So, okay, I think I'm going to leave this here for now. Right? It seems to me like I said, the big thing that you have to do is tell me a story, right, with writing. You're telling me a great story. I'm invested. I want to know what happens to these characters. I want to know what created this battle, right? I want to know what's up with this ghostly little girl who I immediately feel sorry for. Yeah, lots of good stuff. It's just little techniques of grammar and phrasing, which are... I mean, that's the craft, right? That's how you go from a newer writer to an old hat. You learn these little techniques. And that's the only thing you're lacking here. So keep up the good work. And if you want to revisit this, okay, tomorrow I don't do showcases, but if you want to revisit this on Sunday, I would be happy to do that. And now we're half an hour over time. So I think I'm going to find someone to raid. Thank you all very much for joining me today. It has been an absolute pleasure being with you. Wow, I dropped my... How the hell do I do this? Okay, the headphones were wrapped around the handle, the armrest of my chair 3 times. I have no idea how that happened. No, Sable's gotta go. Let's see. Wow, there are so many people who are streaming all at once who are doing 31 days, 31 stories in the next little while. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do this week, I think. I am going to check out the Real Salties because they were here. Alright. Next week, I think I'll try Michelle Write Meow. And then I'll try Aragon after that. So. Alright, so. Tomorrow, I will be back for Diane Actually Writes at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, Brain, 7 p.m. UTC, that's 8 p.m. in the UK, and I was just trying to do two things at once there, so of course it wasn't working, and yes, noon, 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. Erin will be back on Friday for Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. in the UK, to 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. And please DM me with battle help when you can. Obviously, rest and do what you need. But yeah, no, I'll get right on that, Eli. It's fine. And Sunday works for you. That's great, right idea. I'm going to work on it between now and Sunday and try to make it better. It's good. It's good. It's really good. You're doing everything you need to do. It's just a couple technique things you need. That's all. But that's what I'm here for, man. That's the job. So if I can help with that, to help your story come out and be as beautiful as it is, I'm a happy camper. Thanks for the best wishes for Jamie. Alright, so this weekend then, Erin will be back with Write with Erin on Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific as well. Sunday is going to be interesting because Sunday we are going to be doing the next World Builders Forge stream, and I'm not sure. It's going to start at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. UTC. That's 10:30 p.m. in the UK, and that would be 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Time on Monday. Sorry, Esong. Yes, you can't. It's true. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Sable's World Forge at all on Sunday. I probably will not, actually. So I forgot. That's this Sunday. Shoot, so I can't go do this on Sunday. Right idea. I'm going to have to wait till next week. Or if I happen to be on stream with Erin on Saturday, I can do it then. Sunday, game. Yes, after the World Builders Forge, we will be doing the game. We will be back. And this time we actually will, I promise. Alright. When you get to where you're going, please yell, prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sable's privateers. We have never raided the Real Salties before, so this will be fun. And yeah, thanks for joining me today. I'm sorry for all the confusion and being all over the place today, but we'll be a little bit more in order tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, morning, or evening, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye!